Recess is almost non-existent in our schools today, and I don't feel that's a good thing for our children. The teachers are telling parents that their children are disruptive in class, fidgeting in their seats, and not paying attention. If these children were given unstructured playtime during the day, they may perform better in the classroom. Some children may run and play while others sit quietly. No matter what they do, it is important for them to relax their minds. When weather permits, they should be outside in the fresh air. It was about the time that recess started dwindling in the school systems that obesity rates among children started increasing. These children aren't going outside and playing for recess. This lack of exercise in school and at home is contributing to childhood obesity. In the last several years, we've also seen an increase in children diagnosed with ADHD, as well as depression and anxiety, for which they are being prescribed medication. I feel if these children had more time to run off some of their pent-up energy, that they may be able to focus during instructional times and may not need medication. It's also important to mention that being out in the natural light is a good source of vitamin D, and vitamin D deficiency is common in our country today. Vitamin D deficiency causes fatigue, and when our children are tired, they can't concentrate. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, children need to have downtime between complex cognitive challenges. When I have gone to have lunch with my grandchildren, the students are required to talk quietly, and if they get too loud in the lunchroom, they are then told they can't talk at all. These children need a social life as well. I see how children today are more socially inept, and I feel lack of social time at lunch and recess is partly to blame. The schools are sending students home with homework at night that can take hours to complete. So unfortunately, they don't have much time for relaxing their minds in the evenings either. There are schools that are taking nap time away from kindergarten students because they feel they need that time to prepare the children for testing. This nap time is relative to recess, and I don't feel a kindergartner needs to be preparing for testing. They have years of testing ahead of them and should use kindergarten as a bridge to prepare them to be away from home all day and adjusting to school. There are some that say studying for standardized testing is more important than recess. There is a school district in Nevada that feel the time it takes to get children in line, out for recess, and back in the classroom calm down, they're wasting potential instructional time. Although I recognize that schools can be funded based on their test scores, I wonder if the scores would actually go up if the students were allowed to take a mental break. I've heard the argument that once you have a student in the classroom, you shouldn't disrupt them, as they may not be able to retain what they've learned. We can't keep cramming information in their heads without giving them a mental break. There are also concerns regarding bullying among students and that recess is where it may happen. I understand that concern, but if staff is monitoring the playground, this shouldn't happen. It is imperative that all children feel safe and follow school rules during recess to ensure the safety of all students, but they need to give their brain a break during the school day. In conclusion, focusing on quality academic instruction instead of quantity may help our children learn better. Let's get these children outside during the day to run and play in the fresh air, as this fresh air helps clear their minds and keep them healthier.